Monitors, Ethernet, USB, all sorts of stuff within one little package? Let's take a look. Anker reached out to me recently and asked if there's anything on their site I'd like to take a look at, because they wanted to send me a couple of batteries, but I took a look at their site and this thing caught my eye. USB 3.0 docking station. Now it does say on the package that it's USB 3 backward compatible. It also says Windows XP Vista 7 and 8, but I've done some reading and apparently this is also compatible with Mac OS X. I haven't talked about it all that much, but I've been doing a lot of my editing using my MacBook Pro, so having something like this where I could expand it and have multiple monitors without having to plug and replug and do this and that every single time I move my laptop around would be really convenient. Loads of specifications here on the back if you're interested in that. USB 3 backward compatible, upstream USB ports, USB hub, Ethernet video, audio, power LED, self-powered using a power adapter, configuration layout information there. There you go. Let's take a look at it. Maybe just a little bit bigger than I kind of figured it was going to be, but still manageable size. I mean, there's my hand in comparison. Go ahead and peel all this plastic off because there's a lot of it. It has a very glossy, shiny black finish with their Anker branding on it. Here on the front you have your power indicator light, you have audio, you have two USB 3 ports, one of which supposedly does faster charging. On the back you have your power input, Kensington lock, USB 3 port, DVI, HDMI, Ethernet, and 4 USB 2 ports. Down underneath you see a USB 3 cable, the stand for it, and actually this is very solid metal here. You should be able to just attach it this way. There you go, just kind of clicks into place. It does only click in on this one end, there's nothing for the other end, so if you wanted to mount it a different way, you probably couldn't. And it doesn't lock into place or anything, it just kind of snaps in there. So there you go, it snapped in again. You have a CD in here, presumably with some software to make it work, but from what I understand, you don't actually need that. Maybe if you're on an older version of Windows. A little booklet about if you're happy what to do, if you're not happy what to do, and an instruction manual, which doesn't actually say all that much, just specifications and an intro on it. And then finally the power brick for it, because you are going to need some power. And this mentions it's a switching power supply with an output of 19 volts at 2 amps. Now I will go ahead and mention here, if you do intend to use this with a Mac of any kind, from what I understand, you do have to download the display link driver. I'll put a link to where you can get that down in the video description, but I've already done that on my Mac. So we're going to go ahead and cut to me having this hooked up on my desk. All right, I've gone ahead and taken a couple of minutes, hooked everything up. You can't even see it at the moment, but I'll put some overlay here of what it looks like. Basically, I've got HDMI, I've got DVI, I have audio coming out from the front into this little speaker, I have Ethernet, and I've even got a USB device. I've got the microphone, you can't even see that over there. So I've got a bunch of stuff hooked up to it. I've got it powered up. It actually has the light on at the moment, so it looks good. I've gone ahead and installed the display link driver, so in theory, all I should have to do is plug in this one USB cable, and it should work. And I just took a second there and unplugged and replugged it. And you can see now the HDMI monitor has come on. My second monitor is the DVI one, and it's probably not configured properly, so let me fix that real quick. Okay, well that was a weird one. I did some tweaking around with it. The DVI monitor just didn't want to come on for some reason. So I moved the cables around, and as you can see, all the monitors are on at this point. I've got them arranged 1, 2, and 3. You may have seen the little red flash there on each one. So I've got the appropriate setup now. I've got the QuickTime player set up and it's showing the AT2020 USB. That's the microphone I have hooked up over there. So that is working appropriately. And I've gone ahead and changed over to using USB audio. So now in theory, if I come over here and play, it should come out of this speaker. Quickly go through this. It's unboxing a set of headphones. And it is, so awesome. So at this point I've tested out USB, HDMI, DVI, audio, and I should be able to use Ethernet as well. So if I come to network preferences, it says USB connected. It does have an IP address. Wi-Fi is also connected just in case, but it does have wired Ethernet connected now. So everything that I have tested does appear to be working appropriately using a Mac. Everything should work just as well, if not a little bit better perhaps on a Windows machine if you're using that. But just initial impressions, I'm very pleased and very impressed with this. Let's see what happens if I unplug and replug the USB. So if I unplug the USB, everything disconnects. You can see everything just turned off there. Now if I plug it right back in theory, everything should come right back up where I left off. That's the goal. And it did. Awesome. I'll be really honest, I was actually about this close to just purchasing one of these of my very own before Anker reached out to me, and when I found out they had this exact thing I was looking for, hit the nail right on the head. So 95 bucks over on Amazon, you can pick one of these up of your very own, and I'll put a link to where you can find it down in the video description. But thanks so much to Anker for sending this out for me to take a look at. Thanks to you guys for watching. Remember to leave a thumbs up down below the video if you liked it. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see about this thing, because I'm definitely going to be using it on a daily basis from now on. Subscribe to receive more of my videos when they become available. We'll see you again next time.